The popular series Yellowstone by Paramount keeps showing how long John Dutton shadows even in death. The ranch drama in the 11th episode of the 5th and last season highlights the risks of crossing the late patriarch and offers yet another startling turnabout. Allies fall apart, secrets exposed, and the dead count increases as the story gets more convoluted. Ahead for Yellowstone Season 5. Episode 11, spoilers. Yellowstone follows the life of the Dutton family, proprietors of Montana's biggest ranch. John Dutton, Kevin Costner, the tough-as-nails patriarch governor of Montana and fervent defender of his territory and legacy, was central. The family comprises his children, Kayce, Luke Grimes, Jamie, Wes Bentley, Beth, Kelly Riley, and Rip, Cole Hauser, Beth's husband and John's devoted enforcer. John's death was a startling turn of events that started the second half of Season 5. John was killed off dramatically when Costner left the program, allegedly because to behind-the-scenes dispute. John was slain by a hitman, giving the death seem as suicide. Jamie was not personally involved in the murder, but his manipulative girlfriend, Sarah Atwood, Dawn Olivieri, planned it. The real story about John's death emerges. The last episode reveals the truth of John's murder. Driven to find out what actually happened, Kayce presses the medical examiner to review the case once more. The research finds that John was restrained before his death, so refuting the first suicide scenario. Declaring that John's death is formally being investigated as a homicide, Montana police call a press conference. For the Dutton family and their enemies, the news shakes things. Watching the broadcast, Sarah and the hitman seem clearly disturbed as their well-crafted cover-up falls apart. Stresses among the Duttons mount. The Dutton family must once more fight uphill to protect their land back at the ranch. Beth meets Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham, to go over the unstable future of the property. Although empathetic, Rainwater notes he has limited ability. Disappointed, Beth says there is no conserving this spot. The inevitable is come. Its demise is continuing to be slow. She says, resigned, one day there will be a Costco where the barn is. Kayce approaches Jamie about his possible role in John's death at the same time. Beth invaded Jamie's office in the last episode, slapping him and vowing retribution. It is Kayce's turn this week. Jamie disputes any responsibility for their father's murder during a violent physical fight. I had nothing to do with our father's death, Jamie claims. I adore you even though I never did. I despised him. I never could treat you like way. Kayce stays dubious, but he backs off, leaving Jamie to consider his collapsing reality. Relationship implodes between Jamie and Sarah. Jamie, Montana's Attorney General, is not involved in the inquiry into John's death or choices on the future of the ranch, much to his dismay. He holds Sarah responsible for the aftermath, which sets up a furious dispute marked by violent exchanges of slapping. Trying to cool Jamie, Sarah tells him he wouldn't suffer dire consequences even if she admitted to paying John's killer. The worst you face is accessory after the fact and impeding justice, she says. The conflict seems to cool, but Sarah's destiny darkens. Still another shocking death. Sarah pulls over to call Jamie as she drives away. Another automobile drives up during their talk, and simple search for directions becomes lethal as a man leaves the car and cold-blooded kills Sarah for a figure who was essential in John's death. Her execution-style murder is a cruel conclusion. Although her killer's identity is yet unknown, it is abundantly evident that someone close to John sought retribution. John Dutton's legacy. John Dutton's effect is still very much felt even now. His legacy guarantees loyalty and punishment, therefore assuring that those who harm him pay a great price. The Dutton family, their rivals, and the destiny of the Yellowstone Ranch all have rising stakes as the last season runs on. As Yellowstone gets ready for its dramatic ending, keep tuned for additional turns.